Yo, yo, yo!
Is this Dream Cheetah? It is Dream Cheetah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
boy.
I see you're having a soda pop.
Yes, a soda pop. Soda pop a horror. Wait, what?
Who calls it soda? Is it pop? Is it
soda?
Who gives a shit? Okay, let's talk about something relevant.
So we're here. I'm Carney.
I'm Eric.
I'm Jordan.
Jordan's
and
here.
I'm Carney.
And he's still Carney, yes. and so is Fluffy. Fluffy's our engineer. She's behind the glass. Say hello. Say hello, Fluffy. Well done. Okay.
She's being a diva today.
Yeah, she's a bit of a diva.
Princess!
Yeah, if you had, 7, 8 tits, however many tits she has, you'd be a diva too.
Anywho.
She's a dog. No, literally, not a dog, not like a... Hey, yeah, okay.
Yes. So, in recent news... I guess something that we should get... Clear the elephant in the room. Sports. Have you LeBron'd yet?
Oh yeah, LeBroning. It's the biggest thing. Well, there's LeBroning, and then there's Tony Parkering, and because I think it was Chalmers, one of their point guards elbowed him in the rib cage game 2, and he was on the ground in pain. So now that's the new big thing. All the Heat fans in response to LeBron.
So it's more so we're heating.
Yeah, it's all the The Heat couldn't handle the heat.
Well, wasn't there a whole thing with LeBron in the first game where he had a cramp?
He couldn't handle the cramps, man.
Well, I love the cramps. And members of the cramps.
Hey, remember that hockey player that had a heart attack during the game and was revived, sat on the bench and went, "Okay, I'm ready. Let's go back in."
Yeah.
And the coach is like, "You almost died. Are you aware of that?" He's like,
yeah, we're in the playoffs. So you're aware of that? Fuck you.
The big joke is that LeBron couldn't play in the WNBA because they play cramps all the time. So.
Thank you. And to all our female listeners, or to our female listeners.
Sorry.
I'm not gonna use her name, but D, you know where you are. We should move on. Okay, this is something I wanted to bring up in our last episode, but it got a little kind of marginalized. It was difficult at the time, but now that it's fresh, I think we can play with it, or not play with it. It's a horrible way to say it. British comedy. You're fans of it. You're a big fan of British comedy, yes?
You like the Python of Monty's?
Python, yeah.
Rick Mayall passed away this past week. At 56 years old, he was one of the creative geniuses behind The Young Ones, as well as several other things he did with Adrian Edmondson, who was married to the woman who went on to do Absolutely Fabulous. I mean, it's this early kind of alt comedy revolution in the early 80s in England.
I'm going to bring your age back into it again.
Yeah, man.
We don't really know that. You know who we know him from is...
if you say Drop Dead Fred, I'm going to fucking punch you in the face.
It is Drop Dead Fred.
Yes, that's all I saw on Facebook, man.
No, this is funny, though. This is funny.
Drop Dead Fred. Drop Dead.
Yeah, that was the joke.
Really? Oh, God.
It was awful, no, but those was the running lines.
I don't even know what to say to that because the man did so much greater things. Well, another
but
thing
no,
too. Did you like Drop Dead Fred?
Oh no, hated it.
Hated it. Yeah, it's absolute rubbish. But you see, okay, Jordan over here is doing the the thing, the back and the forth with the hand. A lot of people your age like it. I don't get it.
I don't get the appeal at all. But it's so dumb and even if I saw it as when it came out, at the age I was,
right,
I still wouldn't have liked it. It was so out there and just so ridiculous. I can't imagine getting behind it. Stop showing gestures!
For those of you who can't see, Jordan is still making the gesture as he plays with his beard. A beautiful beard, by the way.
It's finally growing back.
Yeah.
I just made the mistake of shaving a few months ago.
Why would you do that?
I don't know.
I noticed, though, that the one side is significantly lusher than turning your head to the other side. Look at that now.
Yeah,
it's okay. I
It's
suffer.
the Birchfield trait every man in my family
No,
has.
I suffer the same issue. That's why I just cut it all the way down and going with the hipster stash.
Ah, yes. That's
Oh yeah, well that's why I don't know. I don't want to look like a fucking hipster, so that's why I kind of trimmed it. But I could kind of like twirl it and kind of do like I've had some people call it like the pedo stash.
Ah.
Yeah.
I wonder why they would say that. That's a horrible thing
It's
to
not like
say
I have
to
a
anybody.
van that has free candy written on it, but
I do. Oh wait, what? A van. I have a van. Just clear. I have a van, not free can.
So if you see Carney's van that says free candy on the side, he does not have free candy. I feel like this episode is crashing and burning. We should move on to another thing. So you have a new band?
not new. It's my old band is getting back together.
Yes, DT's getting back together.
Oh, maybe.
DT, are they based off like the thing that kills bugs that they spray in like the?
but that is that is a side project of some other members of the band. But DD's a Darkness, my old band.
Mm-hmm.
We just
With such hits.
we're getting back together. We had 3/4 of a practice the other day.
Meaning, you only like played 3/4 of songs.
Okay.
No. We me, Jeff Stevens, our other guitarist, and my brother on drums. So we were a little rusty, but it was pretty fun.
Being your band's bitch for the past couple of years,
Yes.
I do have to ask: are you bringing back?
The bitches, because Carney has something to do.
Are you bringing back keyboards or anything? Because what's this with that? Your keyboard is always in flux.
Perhaps we should establish a few things first.
Okay, all right. DD's Darkness is a metal band. What
would you call it?
What defined genre do you think it is? Because you love that term.
I guess I don't
Pigeonhole
want to
yourself.
call us like I don't want to call us like black metal, but I think we're like we're a mix of like I don't know. We had like all of us. We love death, like death.
Whoa,
awesome,
hey,
but,
that's a little fucking morbid.
death, but then like Kalma, Children of Bodom,
band.
Everybody loves
Emperor,
Children of Bodom.
Dissection. So yeah, I guess you'd call us. I don't know. Then Skeleton Witch. I guess we're kind of just like Americanized, like black metal. I don't know. I don't want to call it black metal.
Black metal is traditionally like a Scandinavian.
Yes,
Swedish.
yes.
Like hardcore.
Yeah, but
really,
we're a bunch
is that really what you think black metal sounds like?
Yeah.
Really? Do that again for the audience. Are you sure? Are you sure that's not like fucking? I don't know. Was
We're
that
a bunch
Electric
of
Mayhem?
fucking
Are you a Muppet?
We're
Is
a
a
bunch
Muppet
of-
band?
Woman!
I don't know. We're a bunch of kids from the suburbs just trying to be hardcore, so we don't.
Hey, it could be worse. You could be from New Jersey.
Yes.
Whoa. There's been a lot of great bands from New Jersey. In fact, a lot of great metal bands. Well, I say a lot. One that jumps readily to mind. But all right, real quick. Let's do a quick roundtable. Carney, band from New Jersey. First thing pops in your head. Go.
Symphony
Bon
X.
Jovi. I'll punch you in the face.
Symphony X?
Symphony X. Good go.
I can't fucking think of a band.
Wrong. Misfits. Your turn again.
Slayer?
Is Slayer from
No, they're
No.
from California.
Oh,
man.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
Slayer.
like the whole fucking Cali thrash scene, man.
No,
I mean, the Misfits aren't a metal band, but
how could I fucking forget Slayer, dude? Like
yeah. No,
Slayer. Slayer,
like
Slayer.
influences.
For
Oh,
influence for
influences.
DDs though, dude. Like Slayer, Slayer, drinking, skating, like, and other things that I can't mention right now. But those, that's what
So
a lot of us do in our free time. So
No,
we actually played at a church once.
Really?
I was there.
It was quite
was-
awkward.
it was-
We're
It was so fucking awkward.
we didn't know it was a
How would you
church.
tell?
We didn't know it was a church. It was someplace in Bartlett.
Yeah, no, it was like one of those, air quotes, community churches
Oh, like
Yeah.
one of those like crazy evangelical, like
Yeah, like-
massive, like
like-
cult churches.
where you don't realize that like the setup you're going into is church until you open another door and then you see a bunch of fucking pews and a cross and you're just like, oh fuck, this is church.
Yeah, it was like
Awkward.
But no, like
comment.
when all the other bands started, like they were all like Creed-ish and like that. Oh, my lay my life before God.
And then you guys got up here like, I think we just broke every monitor
We
in
just
the
blew it out of our mind.
But I gotta stop clapping. I can't.
Yeah, no, the clap's actually what really
We
does
played
it.
some interesting
Just
shows.
like,
Every time Carney
gets the clap.
itches his crotchal region.
Now Carney's got the clap.
And I'm giving it. Gee.
Okay. So anywho, so you're playing church.
Yeah, we're playing at a church, and like we go on, and I just like keep expecting to get like struck by lightning at any point, man. We're not
the greatest people in the world, but we're not the worst.
Our views might kind of conflict with the views of the church, so it was kind
All
of
right. We're gonna stray away from religion. Like,
go Christ, bro. Go Christ.
It's not that you're satanic.
Nah.
It's just that you're not Christian. You're playing in a Christian establishment.
It's you don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Basically.
Right. Well, yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm pretty sure that is a religion these days.
Is IDC? I'm a big fan of IDC.
Not giving a fuck, bro.
I don't care.
Not giving a fuck.
I was thinking sort of comics for them, or was it IDW? Whatever. The point is, all right. So your big influences.
Yes.
Your big influences. Obviously, you mentioned Slayer.
Yeah.
I mean, who else? Like, if you go back further, like, what should the kids? All the kids who are obviously listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
What should they be listening to if they want to like know where? When Dated Into Darkness would like sit down to like record an album, you guys recorded one album?
We recorded one, and then we did an EP.
All right, so like what would you write about?
Interesting. Like, cause I started writing like I was 17. We were 17, like me and my buddy Jeff Stevens, when we formed it.
You're what, 22 now?
Yeah, I'm 23 now.
23.
So when we first wrote it, like started writing, it was more like kind of like mythical things, just kind of this like, just more like like epic stories about like the Midnight Messenger, like a fucking.
Well, it's funny. It's funny you bring that up because this is something I actually wanted to address in this conversation. At some point, when you're going to make a metal band, like we've known each other quite a while.
Yeah.
Through Carney, of course.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge music guy. You're a big music guy. I'm a guitarist. I'm a drummer. You're a guitarist and a singer and a drummer, and you're fucking everything. What at some point you got to like make a decision. What are you going to write about? Because like when I started out, I was like punk rock, fuck everything. I don't give a shit. I'd write about like masturbating in nachos and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like. But once you go to metal, like there's a certain like you take a step up into this.
Well,
there's a brow and there's a higher brow. Like you start writing about dragons and magicians and wizards and shit.
Honestly, like I don't know, because I remember just like pushing carts on when my first job was at Jewel, pushing carts and thinking of like a Jewel, and thinking of like a really cool song, like a name for a song, like I think one of them was Ruler of All That Is Infinite. And then, like, you just start thinking about, like, ruler of all is infinite. So I was like, space and time, like, you just, like, you write what, like, just comes to you. And, like, I feel like as we progressed a little more, we just wrote, what came to us. Like, I mean, like, my little brother, he's a drummer, dude. Like, he's like the fucking chef, dude. Like, we just give him all this shit. Like,
you give him the ingredients, he puts it together.
Yeah, he puts it together, man. Like, me, Jeff, and J-Cat, man. Like, we, he's the guy that, like, he's got a fucking mind just to, like, I don't know, he can listen to something and, like, just, play it right away. But, yeah, he's, like, the master chef, man. But we all giving him the ingredients, and he's the one who, like, can put it all together. But, like, when it comes to lyrics, man, like, I write the lyrics, so it's like, I just write, like, whatever the fucking comes to mind, and sometimes it's all, like, a lot of times it just fucking works, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, you write a lot of stuff, a lot of your material is dark. To be sort of, I don't know, someone may call it morbid or horror-ish, very, it's dark material. You watch a lot of horror movies, I'm assuming.
Oh yes.
Yes, you listen to a lot of dark music. We already established that. What movies do you think like have influenced you the most in your songwriting? Like, are there? Because all right, again, I go back to myself. I gotta make it about me. No, it's all I always take things from like old Lucio Fulci films or like Dario Argento flicks. You know, I'm a huge fan of the old 70s Italian
Well, I gotta
horror
say, yeah.
maestros.
Army of Darkness, Evil Dead 2.
Army of Darkness is Evil Dead 3.
When I don't know, it's kind of funny you say that because sometimes, like, when I'm in the mood to write, like, I'll watch, like, horror movies like that.
Yeah.
Like, it just, I don't know, there's something about it.
Is there any, like, go-tos you do? That like, I want something, I need something really fucked up. I'm going to put this movie on. Boom. What is it? New York Ripper. No, I'm just kidding.
It's probably a fucking Exorcist.
Not The Exorcist, but the fucking Exorcist.
Yeah.
The Triple X version. The dirty one that it was...
or that, or Amityville Horror. Actually, Amityville Horror, like, when me and my little brother used to write a lot, like, I think that was a major influence. We watched Amityville Horror. Like, we had some...
the original from the 70s, right?
Yeah, the original, which is the best, because, you know, the new one doesn't fucking follow
the new one's
book
bollocks.
at all. Yeah,
Oh, you read the book?
Yeah.
Oh, by Jay Anson.
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God. That book is... There are a few books that have ever fucking terrified me. That book, I remember staying up, like, till 6 in the morning, and this is like in middle school, like staying up till 6 in the morning. Like my parents were asleep, they thought I was asleep. Presumably, I don't know. Maybe they thought hey, he's reading. Fuck it, we'll let him read. And just let him do anyway. I remember sitting there just like at every little thing. Like I remember reading the things about like Jody the pig, right?
Oh, Jody the fucking pig, yeah.
Picking the little fucking eyes.
Yeah, and the little girl, she
right,
was talking about
like
Jody the pig, and everyone else is like, what the hell are you talking about?
It's the creepiest fucking thing in the world. Do you read a lot? I mean, obviously
I read.
You read a lot? Or, what are some other like creepy books? Like I'm a huge horror fan, as you know.
Stephen King.
I'm not a Stephen King guy, but what would you recommend? If we're talking to people who out here maybe are, you
can see my shirt right now, the fucking clown.
Yeah.
John Wayne Gacy.
Oh, It. Yes.
And then John Wayne Gacy, the fucking clown. Like
anything. If there's kids out there listening now who want something frightening that's like, you know, accessible. I mean, Stephen King, everybody knows Stephen King. Everybody knows
I guess I would tell him, if you really want to be fucking freaked out, I think it's on Netflix, actually. There's a bunch of bioepics about, like, serial killers, and I know there's one about John Wayne Gacy, and then there's one about Jeffrey Dahmer. If you really just, like, want to get into the head of, like, evil, just frightening, just, like, plain sociopathic people, I'd recommend just watching those. Like,
have you seen? I mean, obviously, everybody knows Dahmer. Everybody, for the most part, I should say, knows Dahmer, knows Gacy. Have you seen? There's a thing up there about H.H. Holmes.
H.H. Holmes.
Yeah, he's the Devil in the White City, the guy who he was like America's first serial killer. Had this place in I forget where, it is a suburb of Chicago. During the World's Fair, when it was there, and he built
1893.
Oh God, I don't know. We're both for you know.
I believe
Jordan and I are both big history buffs. He's better with dates than I am.
I believe it was 1893. Oh, yes, H.H. Holmes.
Yeah, he's the guy who built that like torture.
He built like a hotel. I believe it was like
a hotel. Right.
And his guests, he would like murder them, right?
Yeah. Well. Like nobody knows how many people he killed.
Oh yeah.
But like the whole thing, he built this hotel on this corner. The thing was like he would murder people in them, and he had all these chutes and ladders and shit that would like go through the entire hotel down to the basement. So like you'd kill someone on one floor and like throw them in the chute, and it would go into the basement, and then he'd like dissolve their flesh and muscle with acid, and then the way he funded his hotel, like all his stuff he was building and everything he was doing, was he would sell the skeletons to local medical facilities, because you know this was back in the day before you could, you know, exhuming bodies.
The perfect crime.
The perfect crime. What's really fucked up. I mean, there's actually a couple documentaries, I guess, about him on Netflix. But I mean, that guy is twisted. It's interesting too, because we're gonna segue into serial killers now, which we've kind of already done.
Serial killers are always interesting.
He's somewhat unique in that many serial killers are extraordinarily intelligent. Like, they're hyper intelligent.
Criminology. Like, I took when I was in high school. Like, I took some class on that, and like one of like the main characteristics that all serial killers have in common is they're fairly highly intelligent. They're intelligent people. Like, that's the one thing they have in common.
Right, but it's their applicability of their intelligence, and this is what's fascinating to me. This is what's fascinating about H.H. Holmes. He was a doctor. He was a medical doctor. He went to school and got his doctorate in the medical profession, which is unheard of in deviant psychology, because most of them, like you said, are incredibly intelligent, but very few of them have the wherewithal to focus on something that long. That's another thing. They're incredibly intelligent, but they're scatterbrained. Like, they're all over the place. They want to constantly be moving, like doing new things. That's why they're like, looking for a new thrill, looking for a new thing, this and that. But they're just really good at being able to like cover their shit up and this and that and the other thing. H.H. Holmes was one of the few, if not the only, who got his doctorate. He was able to do that, and he planned all his shit out ridiculously.
Well, that's the thing. Like, even John Wayne Gacy, he was a respected member of the community. Mm-hmm. Like, I think he might have been an alderman or something. He was like, people before they found out about him, like, thought he was an outstanding member, of the society. He was involved with like the neighborhood. Everyone looked, like, no one would, well, I guess. I don't know if it's like so much the movies.
He seems so normal.
But the whole thing was like, why is John Wayne Gacy, attracted to these younger boys? That's kind of weird. But, nobody, after a while, it was until, I guess it was like two investigators, they smelled the stench coming out, they walked to his house, and it just smelled like it had a stench to it. So, because that's where he put the bodies, like, in the crawl space under his house. So, but, yeah, like...
Yeah, it's never like... It's funny. I'm a huge student of the Whitechapel murders. Jack the Ripper.
Oh, Jack the Ripper, yeah. I've been on the... I was in London, I was on the Jack the Ripper tour.
Oh, really? How was that?
Oh, it was pretty awesome.
Did you get any, like, insights from being there, or...?
Well, I guess I'm not... They say that they're not sure, like, because there's a lot of murders attributed to Jack the Ripper. Mm-hmm. But they think because he wasn't, because they're saying like Jack the Ripper, some of those murders might have actually been someone else. Because they're
like a copycat, or
like a copycat, and they say the copycat was an American.
There's been a lot of. There's all kinds of speculation.
I apologize. I can't remember.
No,
it
that's
was
fine.
About. I think when I went, it was about 7 years ago now, so I can't quite remember everything I learned on the tour.
There are some people actually. There is actually a school of thought, which I think is complete bollocks, personally. But there's a school of thought that says that H.H. Holmes, at some point, was in England.
I think,
and may have perpetrated, which again, I think it's complete. I think it's such. I think it's garbage. It's complete garbage. There's no real historical. You can't really like back that up. But there are certainly reasons. There is a lot of reason to believe that Jack the Ripper, when he came from England, I say came from England. Assuming it's not your J. Montague Druitt's. This is for all you Ripperologists out there who are listening.
I apologize. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm just trying to remember what I learned 7 years ago. But
long story short, it could have been someone who left England, came to America, and continued killing.
Yeah.
George Chapman is the number one. I think it was postulated by Philip Sugden in his the complete Jack the Ripper history, I think.
Jack the Ripper, and doesn't he targeted prostitutes?
Yeah, exclusively, yeah. Which is one of those things too. I think we're getting off subject. Where were we? Metal. Well, I mean, talking about serial killers is not that far off from metal.
It's pretty metal.
So you're listening to the Metal Hour here on Dream Cheetah, which Dream Cheetah kind of sounds like Dream Theater. Dream Theater.